Hello and welcome to another round of Spudventures. This week we are back for session 31 of our D&D 5th edition campaign, The Forgotten Ones. So take it away, GreatDinn.
Hey, hi, and hello everybody, welcome back. As Spud was saying, this is the 5e campaign, The Forgotten Ones. It's a Dungeon of the Mad Mage module with a bit of a twist. Joining us as always, we have Space Jawa playing Jhank.
Or am I?
I mean, if you want to get into the epistemology of this, we certainly can. I am down to spend a whole session determining the ramifications of the setup I've created.
That joke did not go over nearly as smoothly as I anticipated.
That backfired on you pretty hard, and really you should have
Yeah, it did.
I'll have that session. I'll do it.
You really should have known, given who we're working with here.
We have Azure Mountain playing Lander Brightwood.
I've got tea today.
Hooray! We have DigoDragon playing Victor.
Wolf, because you're what's for dinner.
We have AvisEcho playing Yuliy.
Heck.
2 weeks without a witty comeback. My goodness. You're out of practice. And finally, but last but not least, we have Spud playing Usk of House Castellanter.
We're doing this 2 weeks in a row because my birthday's next week and I want that day off.
So, where we last left our heroes, they had managed to get to the full depths of the where Lord Neverember's dragon horde was at one point, and determined that it was in fact completely emptied, but not missing anymore. The Zentarium have apparently had some small foothold regained, have formed cells around the city, and are reusing that tomb to build up a new fortune of some kind.
Which, to be fair, we already knew that they knew where it was, because that's where we fought that fake Manchun.
Correct. But in addition to that, you managed to capture 2 Zentarium agents and drop them off at the Open Lord of Waterdeep and at the House Castellanter, respectively. Where I'm sure everything will go completely fine for both of them. Totally. What did we call it? Renegon?
Yeah.
Paragade? I don't remember the
Something
specific.
like
It was both.
The karma meter is just shrugging, I think. And with that, the lot of you headed back down into the Undermountain due to the extenuating time limits and the fact that for right now, it seems that Waterdeep doesn't quite have any more leads for you.
For the moment.
For the moment. So, you are heading back down to Skullport. Dahlia went ahead. What exactly would you like to do? Are you going to head straight back to the hideout, or are you going to take some detours through the city, or what's the game plan?
Well, there's one thing that Yuliy is absolutely going to do.
And
That is?
Which is
I
go
don't-
warn her friend
Oh,
about
right.
the Castellanters.
But that's when we get down to Skullport.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I think we're saying
that's what
that
I was saying is-
we are
Oh,
now
yes.
down in Skullport, and
Yeah, I mean, I could, we could do something to cover the hour-long walk down the staircase if you want, but I figured you might want to skip that this time.
The last 5 seconds are completely blank. I don't know what happened or where I am.
No worries. So,
well,
yes,
we're playing a
everyone's heading-
D&D game together.
Really?
Yes, my name is GreatDinn. I am your DM, somehow. We've been doing this for a while, I think.
Several years now.
Mm-hmm.
We had a bit of a hiatus, but now we're back.
And I keep sending you terrible messages on Discord. That sounded worse than I intended. Backstory stuff. Not...
Give it. That was funny.
Oh,
Anyway.
goodness. Yeah. Anywho. So,
I
what
presume
would
I
you like to
didn't-
do?
I presume I didn't miss anything of significant importance during the few moments I was gone.
No.
Not really.
No, just a recap and me getting a nice
Away.
taste of foot.
I think I caught part of the foot and mouth,
Yeah.
or the aftermath of it.
Yes, I want to
Din
learn.
reminding us of who he is.
Yeah. All right. So, is that what you're gonna do, Yuliy?
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
Is anyone else gonna join her, or are y'all gonna
I'm
separate?
going
for a little bit?
to
What's Yuliy doing?
check on
Yuliy's
her
going-
drow friend who is being watched by the Castellanters.
Because they figured out she's involved.
Okay, but they're down in Skullport then, right?
Mhm.
Yes.
Yes, we are in Skullport now.
I might
Yes.
also go along, but at a distance, sort of watching the
Mhm.
perimeter.
All right.
Because
Yuliy,
if
are you
they've
still in
got
your disguise? Out of curiosity.
if they've got eyes on her, making contact is something they might notice.
Well, I think she would get out of the disguise when going to see her
Mhm.
because we went to Castellaners as in that human disguise and
Mhm.
going as that to her clearly would just
Mhm.
Yeah.
turn gaze on us. It's like, that was with this person that you're with. And just like, hi, I'm that tiefling. You can follow me. Oh, wait, that still leads to that same conclusion.
Yeah, either option's gonna kind of
well.
lead us to you if Sola is being watched. So
Well, gives me an alternate identity now.
uh,
Hmm.
provided Jhank doesn't want it back.
Could
Mine
just
now.
send
Jhank
her a
is-
message if there's a courier service in town.
Jhank is currently
Oh,
preoccupied.
hey, you know who's got a courier service?
Mhm.
Me, I do.
You do. You have spells.
I need to rest first, but I feel
Mm.
like that walk down the stairs could count as rest.
Or
Have you ever
Short
walked that
rest.
far on stairs?
Yeah, maybe
or
not for an
Even
And this
hour,
might-
downstairs. Yes.
but it's going
Yes,
down.
Avis.
this might be a crazy idea. Your owl can carry a message.
True. But I could also send an air elemental.
Mhm.
Or you could just send the owl.
Yeah, all right.
Then the
Uh,
owl elemental.
Owl elemental.
Yes, the owl
Elemental?
elemental.
The
From the
elemental.
elemental plane of owls.
The natural divine element of owl.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It's a hoot.
Wonderful.
Your
You should visit
imagination
the
is
plane. It's a
hoot.
hoot.
I love this
Yeah.
word.
Anyways, so you're gonna send an owl message to Sola?
Sure.
Yes.
All right. In that case, you presumably write some sort of message. What do you write?
Sorry, my cat decided he was going to check the garbage can.
Sola's gonna be very confused by that note.
Anyway. Well, that's the secret one. In case it gets found or whatever. Anyway. Hey, it's me. Castellaners have an idea. You're involved. Might want to make yourself really scarce.
Yes,
then-
me, the owl.
P.S. I really still want that bottle of yours.
All right, that should clear things up.
No signing. That's literally all it says. Because it's very clear.
Yeah, I mean, it was in question up until the bottle. But yeah, they should catch on with that.
Yeah. So, all right. Message can be given to the owl and sent off. It'll probably take about 15 minutes, but it's for the owl to get there, drop it off, get back, etc. So, where would you like to go next?
Probably just back to the hideout to plan our next move.
Get some food, take a rest.
The
Hmm,
Harper
okay.
base.
Questions.
Alrighty. So, in that case, it's, as I said, fairly easy for y'all to get back. You're old hands at Skullport at this point, even though it's only been like a week and a half, if that. But
These old decrepit hands.
It's been a very chaotic week and a half.
Yeah.
So yes, you make it back to your hideout at the Dalagar's fortress. Felrax is in the kitchen making a small lunch for himself, it seems, and very occasionally handing some food over to Crunchbite, whatever sort of scraps he ends up with. And Dahlia does not appear to be in the building.
Yeah.
Okay.
Probably should have had someone go with her.
Yeah, probably.
I mean, did she even take the stairs?
Yeah, she took the stairs.
Okay.
She was carrying down that chest of stuff you took from the Zentarim.
Is the chest of stuff here?
With
I'd like to go with her.
with a quick search of the house, you can see that the chest is in fact in Dahlia's room. But
So
it has she was here. It has been partially emptied.
Yeah, there you go.
Now, do you think she went to a bar, or to the arena, or to the dungeon?
She hanging around
Rex.
us. Bar.
Yes.
Rex, did Dahlia say where she was going?
No, unfortunately, she did not. I was not present when she returned. I had other business to deal with.
Very well. Do we want to spend an hour just asking around town?
I mean, you could also take this as an opportunity to short rest if you'd like.
Yeah. I would like to.
It's been a bit.
It has.
Might as well. She's a grown, unstable adult.
She can take care of herself. Probably better than half of us could. Maybe most of us. All of us. Might as well. Anyway.
One moment.
We can also all take care of ourselves, but, like, she can do it a little bit better, maybe.
At any rate, let's take a short rest and then ask around town. See if anyone's seen her.
Alrighty. So yes, short rest. Let me go ahead and do that in the... Oh, I should remove the Zent guards because they're no longer here. Goodbye. Until we meet again. You poor, poor bastards. Short rest for everybody.
All right.
So spell slots should be back for those who get those back by short rest, and otherwise,
Indeed.
you have recuperated in some capacity. Some more exuberantly than others. Some people enjoy their rest quietly, and some enjoy it with a little bit of fun and or throwing things, depending. After the hour for short resting, you see Felrax is knocking on Jhank's door and says, "Do you need anything, or is there something I can help you with?"
There's, I think there's just a growling at the door.
Very well, I will hold on to your dog then. And Felrax will go back to taking care of Crunchbite in the kitchen.
I'll go with him to the kitchen. I can help.
I listen at Jhank's door for a bit.
One hand dog, on the other hand.
Other dog. He said he was going to help, but he's just going to turn into a dog to get food from Felrax.
I mean, Felrax just ate. I don't think he's going to be making more food. Although I guess if you asked, he would 100% just make food for you.
Actually, I had questions for him.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, Jawa, it's on you. What us hears on the other side of the door?
Well, at this point, after the end of a short rest, there's probably not a whole lot of noise going on anymore.
All right, then I
Fair
walk
enough.
away and resume my own business.
All right. In the kitchen, Felrax is going over it seems to be his spell book. It seems he is making some adjustments to rituals that he has performed in the past, or not rituals exactly, because that has a specific meaning.
Mm-hmm.
But is sort of re-examining his books, and otherwise scratching a dog. So, if you have any questions for him,
Yeah,
now
I
is the
did.
time.
I asked Felrax, when we first met, was I in this body or was I in Lander's body?
Felrax will pause for a moment and say, I believe that by the time you introduced yourself to me, this was the form you had taken, though I recall you being somewhat annoyed by it at the time.
Interesting. I will take out my book and take notes on that.
All right.
So we switched bodies early on.
Yeah.
Earlier than when we met Felrax. Okay, that's good to know. Oh, if only Dolly was here, I'd ask her the same question. 'Cause
However-
she was there at the beginning.
It probably wasn't too long before we met Felrax,
Probably not too long
since
if I'm
you were
annoyed.
still annoyed by it.
Yeah. I'm just trying to
Alright.
figure out what we did to cause that. So that seems like a story that I really want to know.
Probably Fey magic.
Probably, but there should be a reason for it.
Mhm.
We don't switch bodies just because it's a late afternoon and we're bored.
I feel like I know people who would object to that.
Okay,
Yeah.
I know
company-
similar people.
present company in the kitchen.
Yes. In game.
Yeah.
So, okay. All right. Any other questions to Felrax from anybody, or?
Did I already ask him for any rituals that he may have?
I don't think you have.
I should do that.
All right. Let me see if he knows any offhand. Oh boy. I'm gonna have to go through his entire spell list.
That's an ominous line.
I mean, he's
Okay.
probably pretty high level. I imagine he's got a lot of spells.
You've got. I think you already have detect magic, correct?
Yes, I do have detect magic.
Okay. Looks like that's the only ritual he has in his artillery.
Okay.
So, unfortunately, nothing you don't already have.
Yeah.
But I'm sure he'd be willing to talk magic with you if you wanted to just discuss it at some point.
Sure. But off camera.
Yeah. When we can, bullshit it a little more easily.
Yeah.
As in just say it happened.
Okay. Well, if there's nothing else to be said, then it seems that Yuliy is going to open a door.
There's bait hanging in front of me. I gotta.
That's exactly why I walked away.
My curiosity is too strong. I can't do that, man.
Oh.
I wish I could. I cannot.
Your loss.
All I can picture is that one Phineas and Ferb post-it note that's "Mom, holy fuck!" but it's Yuliy kicking down the door.
She doesn't even try and knock. She just opens it.
So,
Do the doors have locks or no?
the doors do have locks.
Did you lock the door?
Jhank did lock the door.
Ah.
Looks like you have
So
to
you
kick it
hear
down.
the
There's
door
no other
rattle.
choice.
I'm not knocking on it. I'll knock on it with my sword as it opens.
Oh, jeez.
Like it's that one TikTok where it's a lot of banging and then the door kicks open and it's like knock, knock.
So yeah, Jhank, it sounds like knock knock, open up the door, it's real.
Jhank gives no response.
So now
Did
we were
Jhank even
kidding
do
about
that?
knocking it down with the weapon, and now we're actually doing that.
Oh,
Like I will actively destroy your door, Jhank.
Hey, we have someone who can open locks.
Yeah,
No
he
need
walked
for
away.
property damage.
Yeah, he walked away. I'm breaking down the door.
If you're not going to tell me anything, then I can't do anything. You're all adults. You
Hey,
can
keep
handle
in
the
mind
consequences
that,
of your own actions.
Keep
Right.
in mind this isn't your house, so don't do wanton property damage.
I
Okay,
am
it's probably
down the
been worse.
hall.
I mean, there has been worse, but
I'm just picturing Yuli's two shoulder devils, one going, Usk is down the hallway, but I don't want to just yell out to him.
This is literally my struggle right now.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
If you want to go,
Real serious talk. Real serious talk. When the knocking doesn't actually work, it is a Ask, open the door, please, before I break it.
I'm sorry,
Oscar
what?
Jhank.
I am calling for Usk to open the door because Jhank is obviously not going to open it.
Okay.
What appears to be the problem?
It's locked. Duh.
Are we sure that Jhank just doesn't want his privacy?
He would have said so when we knocked on the door.
Could be asleep.
Then he will wake up.
Yeah, and then he will open the door.
No. Please just open it, Usk.
I mean, the door will open at some point, regardless of whether you open it now. Unless he's just gonna die in that room.
I don't know what's in it for me.
You could also see if Felrax has a key.
Y'all get angry for me saying I'm gonna break down the door and say to get help, and then I do that, and you're like, nah.
To be fair, the one who actually can help you is not the one who suggested calling to him.
No?
Yeah.
Eventually, I feel like this is significant enough to warrant at least a little investigation, so sleight of hand.
All right.
18.
18's more than enough to open this door. This is not exactly a complicated lock.
No. And knowing that we've been working together in this place for a while, I've probably compromised the locks in a past life a few times.
Probably.
Alright, what do we find in Jhank's room?
A disaster, first of all.
I mean, besides that.
Everything that was up is now tossed about the room. A lot of shrapnel and destruction in a very familiar manner.
As I phrased it for Din, it's basically you know the scene you had with Dahlia in the kitchen. It's kind of like that, but with Jhank's room and his stuff.
Cool.
How are
Really
the
showing
figures?
your barbarian there, huh?
Jhank.
Did anything happen to Jhank while we were split up in Waterdeep?
Oh yeah, he relearned that we're fungus. I forgot about that.
And Jhank, he's if you enter and see him, he's kind of curled up in one of the corners, kind of in a reminiscent of an angry cat.
Okay,
Doing
get
all
the
right.
spray bottle then.
Doing all right, Jhank?
You should find him and ask him yourself.
How literally do you mean that?
I do not know. We do not know. I don't know the proper way to answer that question.
You know you're you. There's no other Jhank out there.
Am I so?
Just you. We'll never know until we do.
Is
But
this
for
a
now,
cry
we
for help,
don't.
Jhank? Is that what this is? Have you stared into the abyss too long and snapped?
Jhank looks like he's trying to contemplate that question, but he's not saying anything. He's reacting, but he's trying to figure out an answer to that question.
That's answer enough for now. I say, I dealt with this by declaring war on gods and omnipotent wizards, so I'm not saying I came out of this unscathed, but there's better ways to say that you're having trouble with this.
All right, so think about it this way.
But if you want time alone to ponder this, then you can have that. But if you want our help to process this, then you're going to have to ask. And Usk walks out of the room.
I'm guessing Lander didn't, so feel free to continue.
Yeah, all right, so think about it this way. There might be more than just Jhank in that body, but the fact that you woke up and the name that came to your head was Jhank, that means that the dominant soul in that body is Jhank. That is you. You are not anyone else. You are you. Got it?
Can we really be sure of that? We have two people in this party that have traded bodies, and if you consider the actions of me...
I mean, we do, but the fact that we traded bodies doesn't mean that I'm not me and Victor isn't Victor.
A different proposal. Or a different way to think about it. Yeah. We're basically, apparently, fungus corpses. Great.
Golems.
Whatever. That was the past. So you, right now, that I am actively looking at and speaking to, exists now. And is different than the Jhank of even an hour ago, a day ago, a week ago, a month, etc., etc.
Sure,
and all
people
that
change.
does not matter.
It does matter. I have stolen another person's life.
No.
You didn't steal their life. Their life ended in the dungeon. That had nothing to do with you. And now they are again.
You have control over something. We have no control over what's going in this dungeon, and neither does the person who owns it.
You did not steal someone's life. You've saved someone's life. Your own. Because you're alive again. Previously, you were dead.
There's, Jhank is trying to say something, but his mind can't put the words to his mouth.
Why am I getting flashbacks to Fallout as dragons?
I don't know. But also, you'd think that Jhank would be pretty good with this stuff. But I guess not.
Where's that doc?
I mean, given that one of the first things Jhank did was when he found the graffiti that says your past does not define you, right, or does it? I think this actually makes a lot of sense, personally.
See, and I initially had him do that as a joke.
Mm-hmm.
Who's joking now?
Mm-hmm.
Not Jhank.
Nope.
We wish he was, but he's not.
I've never taken anything Jhank's ever done as anything but serious.
As I said, we wish he was, but he's not.
long contemplation.
Yes, there is.
Okay.
There is.
Do you want maybe 10 minutes of guaranteed not really paying attention of what's going on right now, or turning your brain off for like 10 minutes, depending on how this affects your system?
Are you going to get him drunk? I feel like that might not be a good idea.
Are you going to use the font of the Fey King on Jhank?
No!
That would be a very bad idea.
No! I was going to give him something from the wine rack that I don't want to remember.
So alcohol.
Okay.
Yes.
So the answer to the original question was yes.
Yes.
Intoxication. All right.
Alcohol did not solve the problem last time. Why would it solve the problem this time?
I'm
How
not
about
saying
fighting?
it's going to solve the problem.
You want to fight someone for money?
I never said it was going to solve the problem. I said it was going to dumb your brain down for a second so you can clear it.
I am already thinking perfectly clear.
Yeah, I don't think so. I debate that heavily.
Hmm.
Gonna do anything about it?
That sounds like something a drunk would say.
How's about we have someone cast sleep on him? Make him take a nap.
Why are you all suggesting non-solutions?
Because there is no solution?
Yes.
I mean, sometimes you feel better after a nap.
That's how I solve all my existential crises.
Go to sleep. Hope it goes away when you wake up.
Well, you'll stop thinking about it at least for a little bit.
I'm kind of thinking that, if we actually had real solutions, we wouldn't be in the predicament that we are in right now.
That is
Yeah.
very true.
Probably agree with that.
That is a very insightful statement.
I mean, like, the solution I use is just not really caring a whole lot, but I understand that not everyone can do that.
Usk has already made his stance clear.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
If Jhank wants help, he can ask for it instead of throwing tantrums.
I'm gonna do right now. If you want to sit curled up like a viper, that's cool. The dog's mine, and I'm gonna go into the dungeon. You can't do anything unless you come out and uncurl. Closes the door, runs out. Bye!
Can't believe you're gonna steal a dog.
I'm gonna
I open the door, walk out, close the door, and do something else.
You can stay in the room. Dog's mine. If you stay in the room.
Just incredibly
So if I
mature
wild
people
shape-
we are.
Yeah.
And
Brew
yet,
some tea.
and yet, strangely enough, Jhank, that somehow doesn't motivate Jhank to move.
Ooh, it must
Nope.
be bad.
My
Yikes.
dog's done. My dude, I gave him three different ideas.
All right, well, I guess
Yes,
we're moving
my
on.
dog's done.
All right, let's go check out that arena to see if Dahlia is fighting someone there.
Quite likely.
Yeah, just
Wasn't
ask around
popular
town
place
for
you
a
like to
bit.
go to.
I would like, I guess, a general investigation roll from everybody to see how,
Nice. I love investigation.
represent how well you talk to people to find information.
Nat 20.
That's just a nat 20. Holy crap.
Ah, nat 1.
Do any of us really even need to roll at this point now?
I mean, you might get different information. See? Different information. Although, actually, with the 14 and 15, those two probably get the same information. Victor with a 2. Unfortunately, it seems that the amount of info that you have picked up is that there's been a scary looking elf in town lately.
There's probably a lot of those, but I'm kind of spending more of my time on this sandwich I made in the kitchen. So,
With the 14 and 15, you get the two of you gather the information that the elf in question actually was specifically avoiding that fight club the Bat's Roost, which some of you may remember is because y'all ran a scam on it a while back.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
I didn't actually think she was going there, man.
Mm-hmm. Specifically, she has been heading more towards the like dock area, towards the like the houses that have been sort of built up along the lake, but more towards the north side of town. And with a 20 lander, you gather the specific information that she's looking to buy a boat.
Oh,
Not a very
do
big
we
one.
have a
but-
boat yet?
No.
I feel like we don't.
Why would we have a boat?
For
What?
eventual travel.
What reason would we have to have a boat?
So we
What
don't have to walk up and down stairs for an hour every time we go up to Waterdeep once the locks are fixed.
Yeah, but this is the faster way.
Also, there's the fact that the Undermountain has a huge river running through it, several rivers running through it.
Yep.
That too.
Wait, it goes down?
Yeah,
Yeah.
the Sahuagin River runs through the third level, like the entire third level of the Undermountain, and like it empties out into Skull Bay, which is why one of the like shops up there is a service that trawls that river for like leftovers from adventurers who died in the Undermountain and fell in the rivers. And there are some others, like for example, the river you saw in the fifth layer, or the fifth level, that is self-contained, but there are connecting factors throughout the entire Undermountain.
So a ship could actually be pretty useful down here.
Mm-hmm. Assuming that's what she's getting it for.
Yeah, but why is Dahlia getting one?
Mm-hmm.
Well, can we catch up with her, given that
Read up
information?
the ship.
Yeah, it seems fairly easy to catch up with her. She's not exactly having a lot of luck hawking a sack full of coppers to try and buy a boat.
Yeah.
Like even if she swears it's 100 gold, there's a lot of people who are like, I don't know about this.
There could be a lot of tin in there for all we know, yeah.
Mm-hmm. So yeah.
This is fun to watch.
They also might not know how to count to 100. I don't know how good the education system is in this world.
For people who live in Skullport, which is like generally speaking more criminal area, yeah, probably not good.
I assume that if you deal with money at all, you probably can count.
Yeah.
And know a conversion, maybe.
Yeah, if you're
that
if you're
might-
in
that might
any
be
sort of
so.
trade, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
At the very least, have a scale to weigh the money.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So, as I said, she's having a significant amount of trouble, and you can see she's trying very hard to bite her tongue and not just get into a fight with every single person here and just take a boat.
That fair.
Because she very easily could, but
Mhm.
Would complicate things.
it would complicate things. She's not exactly looking to just leave this place forever. If for no other reason than it'd make trying to get back into Waterdeep a real pain in the ass.
Yeah.
So yeah, what how do you confront her?
I figure Usko at least try to approach
Any
us
luck?
casually.
Clearly, there's no luck. I shouldn't ask that. That's a bad idea. Yeah. Would
I
you like
say-
some help?
Word on the street is there's a big intimidating elf looking for a ship.
She turns you see her shoulders slump as she turns back to look at you, a little bit dejected and with an expression of, "Oh great, you're here already."
Don't jump for joy already. I'm sorry, I don't think we can take it.
You do know I could throw you into the bay, right?
Probably
Debatable.
sink too.
Yeah.
Looking at
Anyway,
here,
let's not test that theory.
Looking at if there's a chance, if you haven't died yet, that, well, technically you have, but it's possible you might be able to get out of here. I wouldn't blame you.
No, I'm pretty sure I can't leave. Not yet, at any rate. But I do want to get away for a while.
Understandable.
Honestly, can't blame you. We were thinking of heading back into the dungeon, and it would be, frankly, you'd be an incredible source of help down there, but at the same time, I can't force you. So
She pauses and then looks at you and says, "How far down are you planning to go?"
Far as inhumanly possible.
Last time
However-
we went to the 5th, so probably past that.
need to look into make another foothold somewhere. But
Can't
eventually,
exactly say how far we're going to go down if
personally,
we don't know.
I can't
or
speak for
remember how far it
everyone.
is.
I can't speak for everyone here, but personally, no matter how many lives it takes, I'm gonna go down to the bottom and kill that mage.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Polymorph him into a sword.
Thought that was Xanathar.
Well, that too. We'll have 2 swords.
Two sword.
Dual wield.
Dual wield Xanathar and the Mad Mage.
But
That
we're
sounds
not.
No,
like
that's what they
fun.
say. That's what they say about guys with 2 knives. I got to tell you, this is pretty great.
Yeah, this is pretty terrific. Yeah,
Anyways,
but
sorry, I couldn't help but make that joke.
There's no way we're getting all the way down there without enough power. So, one way or another, we need to plumb all of its secrets.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of power, did we ever get XP from last session?
I don't believe I did give it to you. Unfortunately, no. So
right.
we'll handle that at the end of this one. Apologies.
Something to keep in mind.
Yes. Dahlia is going to take a moment, and you see her like as she's thinking, she sort of like runs a hand over the shard of metal that's still in her forehead.
Oh yeah.
And says, "All right. I will go with you as far as the 7th level for now."
I
Why the 7th?
do appreciate that. That's even that much is an incredible favor.
Now the question is, do we want to go straight down the floors, or do we want to explore some of the floors that we've already been on to finish mapping them out?
Nope, go down.
Okay.
As far as why the 7th level, it's because there happens to be a castle there that potentially has something that could help me fix my current situation.
Then we will absolutely,
excellent.
we'll absolutely make a detour there when we get to the 7th floor. You have my word.
Yes.
Oh, trust me, that's the castle's going to be the better option, because the other option is fighting a whole bunch of stone giants. And while I'm excited about that prospect, I distinctly remember the rest of you not being so keen on it.
I don't have a
Yeah,
lot of
seems to have
tools
wrote-
to deal with stone giants, so no. Although
Seems to have
I
wrote-
got Shatter. That's probably the best option.
I hope to gain some options as we go.
Maybe one.
Assuming stone giants are made of stone.
Not quite.
Not,
Okay.
no.
That would be more along the lines of like a golem.
Yeah.
And even then, kind of no. Stone giants are giants who live among stone.
Well then, Blight.
Anywho,
Love it.
Dahlia will sort of pause and say, I do have one condition, though. And
What's
that
that?
is, if at any point I switch back with my sister and she gets control of the body again, send her back.
Where?
To skull
Out of
Fifth
harm's way.
floor to Skullport. I don't care. Just send her anywhere out of the dungeon.
That makes sense to me. She's doesn't strike me as capable as you are, especially down here, so that's probably the safer option either way.
Oh, she's capable. I'm just worried who she'll ally with.
Us?
If I'm
Well.
lucky.
Fair. Yeah, we can... If that happens before we reach the 7th floor, we'll still look into it for you. See if we can find a solution.
All right. Well, guess in that case I won't need to buy a boat just yet. So, what's the game plan?
Well, probably figure out a way to get Jhank out of an existential funk. And then, see if we can, mimic teleport our way back down to the 5th floor and continue down from there.
Mm-hmm.
Is it a good idea to go through the ethereal plane with that
Yes.
nameless
is a
dragon still there?
Slight
Yes.
problem. We may want to check in with Bronwyn to see if anything's changed on that end before we go through.
Isn't
I have-
Bronwyn on the 5th?
Correct.
Yeah, this is also sort of a problem.
So, yeah, we're going through.
I
It
mean,
might-
you could also walk down the two floors.
No,
We
it is
could.
faster.
we'd
More
also-
chances to die going that way.
Oh wait,
It
no,
is
you never.
I see 2 full floors of things that could kill us.
I had a moment. I forgot. You actually can get straight there through the straight to the 5th floor through the 3rd floor without taking a chest.
Yep.
Really?
Olquist had that portal.
Mm-hmm.
If he's not going to be happy to see us.
He's never happy to see us.
No, why
Is
would
he ever happy?
No.
When he doesn't see us?
Are we sure?
No,
Yes.
but we can't really
Dude.
prove
Oh.
it. We can't really prove a negative though.
Oh,
Well, the guy-
Olquist's
I can
happiness
prove
is
that
like,
he is 100% a little bit happier if we are not in the picture than when we are in the picture.
Alquist's happiness is like particle physics. It can't be observed without changing it.
Right?
Well,
Oh goodness. Okay. In that case, yeah, I guess y'all are heading back to the Dalgar's fortress.
Yep.
Yeah.
Back to the Harpers.
While they were gone, Jhank did eventually leave his room and went to find Felrax.
All right, Felrax will be downstairs with the dog, as previously mentioned.
There is information needed.
Mm-hmm.
It has been stated that these bodies are made up of like mushrooms with a soup of souls inside. It is needed to be known how to commune with the rest of the ones that are not so active.
Is Jhank going to become Legion?
Can you
Gosh.
can you rephrase that very slightly for me, like, without the out of character?
Mhm.
What exactly is it you're
He's
asking?
basically asking how to find some way to communicate with the other souls that make up his soup.
Felrax is going to look at you like you just said the craziest shit ever, because this is the first time he's heard about any of this. He's known about the curse situation, but he has no idea about the rest of this.
No one we figured out about this through the Black Staff of Waterdeep, and that is probably the first breakthrough there's ever been in terms of the true nature of this curse.
We
Yeah.
have not gone back down to Skullport since we learned that information.
You did once, but it was a very brief
Yeah.
visit. Felrax is going to pause and say, I'm afraid I don't know the first thing about that, Jhank. This is all very new information to me. I do not believe communication with souls would be an easy task to begin with, and I do not think I am quite the mage capable of doing that for you. I'm sorry.
Well, it does not need to be you who is doing it if you just know someone who could.
The Black Staff of Waterdeep.
Mad Mage. No,
Yeah.
I was going for the Mad Mage.
Or
Well, that too.
the
Well, his
the apprentice of the Mad Mage who did this to us.
So
That's-
what
Yeah.
skill
that-
would it be for knowledge on souls?
Arcana.
Religion,
Complicated.
medicine.
Religion sounds about right.
Religion in this case sounds about the right one, actually, yeah. And even then, it's gonna be real
DC
difficult.
40.
Yeah.
Can you roll a 40 on a 20-sided die?
We're
I
only
can get 25.
we're
max.
only trying to figure out the nature of the universe kind of thing.
I mean, that is kind of my whole thing.
I agree. There's a reason I phrased it like that.
But you're also not there.
Not there yet. Yeah.
Mhm.
It might be a funny moment for them to enter, though.
I mean, it seems reasonable enough if that's when y'all would like to enter.
Sure.
He's out of the room. Darn it.
Mm.
Guess the dog's not mine.
So,
Felrax is...
Personally.
Oh, go ahead.
Oh, no, you first.
All right. Felrax is going to continue with, the only person I can think of who would know maybe the slightest bit about this is my grandmother. And I'm not certain if it's something that was within her interest.
Yeah, it doesn't
She may
strike me
not know.
as someone who she has as much
Or
as
cursed souls,
as
I
much
mean.
as someone who has been around long enough to have general knowledge of this. She might have general knowledge, but not specific knowledge.
Mm-hmm. I also think if this particular situation was something anyone was used to, it would have been written down at some point.
Okay, this is
Yeah.
this is probably unprecedented in multiple planes of existence. So
Mhm.
mhm.
I think this is a first for reality.
Personally, I am of the opinion, or I don't think that souls, that the other bits of souls in these bodies have a consciousness. I'm pretty sure it's just one consciousness that a bunch of bits of souls share.
But we don't actually know, and we can't actually theory
We
it
don't
out.
know that, yeah, but
Mhm.
that's what I assume is the case. And it's that's, yeah.
That's almost as good as you can get.
Yeah,
Almost.
almost. With a 24, I think that seems like a sound enough theory. That seems somewhat reasonable from what you know about souls and the various afterlives.
Yeah.
Chances are, at this point, whatever other fragments of spirits we have inside ourselves, they are just that, fragments. They are not complete beings. They're detritus that we have sort of picked up from others. And everyone who's died in the Undermountain has caught up a bit of detritus in some way.
Mhm.
And I think if we kept dying, that situation would steadily break down even further, and I don't think... While there may be a way to connect with those fragments, I don't think that there are actual, like, other living consciousness is in us yet. And if we did, well, that would mean the spell has progressed to a much worse deteriorating state.
Yeah.
And I think we would all become sort of... I think the end game of this is that everyone in the Undermountain becomes a sort of mashed up homunculus.
Yep. Become the same. Because I feel like the way the mushroom golem bodies work is it takes what the main bit of soul is what shapes the body. So eventually, when everyone is equal parts of each soul, everyone will be the same. But we're not there yet.
Or enough of a mix of so many small parts that it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
I can't believe souls can have a heat death.
Entropy affects everything, my friend.
Yeah,
The more you know.
What we're talking about, is the entropic heat death of reincarnation.
Entropic heat death of the soul is the new title of
Yep.
this episode.
Yeah.
That's too long.
Of course, this
That's
is
too
all
long.
just a theory.
Okay.
I mean, heat death of the soul might work.
Yeah.
Heat death of the soul might work, but
It might.
anyways.
Still got a while left, though.
Yeah, we could do something way dumber.
There are too many unknowns, and for now,
That
all
is
we
the
can...
problem. Too many unknowns.
And for now, we can either let those unknowns paralyze us, or we can continue taking steps forward, at least in the confidence that we think, therefore we are in the present moment. After all, you've been getting visions that seem to be relevant to your life. Are those irrelevant now that you know this? Have you lost all your confidence and motivation there?
They are visions relevant to this body, whether they are visions relevant to me. Who can say? There are too many unknowns.
Well, as I said, I theorize that
Do you need someone
the
to
body
tell
is
you
what it is because
who
of
you
the
are?
soul that is driving it.
Who can tell you who you are, Jhank? Who are you looking for? What authoritative voice are you waiting for?
That is unknown.
And until you hear that authoritative voice, you will simply sit and wait? You'll wait for the gods to render judgment on who you are?
That cannot be done. May not.
That was a rhetorical question, but you're serious, aren't you?
There is this. We may not be Jhank, but the work that Jhank had is too important to go unignored. Someone needs to do it.
And that's a value that you're deciding on right now. The you that exists now has decided that that's important. And that's not an immutable fact, that's a value judgment you're making right now, as the being that you are right now. Because if you were a different combination of factors, you could just as easily decide that maybe it's the machinations of the mad mage trying to pull a fast one on you to distract you from your mission, or that it's too crazy to be real. But no, you have decided now, based off of your experiences and what you know, how little or how much you know, that there are important things to be done. You are a person that exists in the present moment. And for now, you are calling yourself Jhank. And that might be all we can know for certain right now. And maybe we'll learn more, and maybe that will change in a new present moment. Just like when I first woke up here, I thought I belonged to House Lander. Rosnar, whatever, yeah. House Rosnar. And I learned later that I was Usk of House Castellanter in truth. You kind of have to go with what you got. And if you can't do that, then this mind-warping dungeon will consume you. And I don't want to see that happen to anyone. Does that make sense, Jhank?
We'll need a short time to reassemble the equipment. And then Jhank will turn to head back to, and then Jhank will head back to his room to deal with the mess he has created.
Okay.
Fair enough.
Usk, let's add a sigh of exertion.
Well, if you ever can't do urban bounty hunting anymore, maybe you could take up a position as a dungeon therapist.
I can't believe I never thought that could be a position before, but yeah, actually.
I'm pretty sure majority of the people in this city need it.
I'm pretty sure a majority of adventurers, period, need it. How many go into dungeons due to, like, terrible backstory?
Worlds of fiction don't have
Yeah, well, we currently can't leave this city, so I'm going to keep it small right now.
Fair enough.
Like, this is stuff that Usk has had to kind of, like, decide on, so... In a way, he's been ruminating on those questions himself. But, in his own way.
Sounded like you were going to say something too, Digo?
Hmm?
Oh, I could have sworn I heard you, like, speak up for a second before all of us started talking at once.
I can't remember if I did.
Oh, I guess it passed.
Yeah, that's past Digo's problem.
Okay. All right. So yeah, I guess another session title for this could easily be Existentialism 101.
Yeah.
We're going to get a lot of great potential titles for this episode.
Okay. Yes, it's fairly easy for you to clean up your mess, Jhank. And I have a question that I think could also potentially help with your little identity crises. How you said you threw all of the stuff around. Did you touch the figures at all?
He was kind of indiscriminate. If that was something in reach, he probably would have thrown those as well.
Okay, you would have. All right. I think among other things, the fact that they were put at the head of the bed, kind of out of the way, means that you didn't touch them. And they are as you return to the room, you can.
Is Jhank strong enough that he could have flipped his bed?
I mean, yes, but not vertically, and they're not like on the bed frame. I'm talking like the window next to your bed.
Okay.
Yeah,
like if you flipped the bed, it would have just made it harder to get to the figures.
Mm-hmm. The point I was going to get at is that, like, despite everything that happened and all of the stuff you destroyed, as you return, there is still a little part of the room untouched by that. In much
Which
the
is
same
a
way
good
that perhaps a part of your identity is untouched by all this. Perhaps.
good metaphor for your soul.
Following the as Jhank is cleaning up, Falrax is going to look to the rest of you and say, so he just informed me of some very interesting facts. You're all fungus?
Yes.
Yep.
The bodies, anyway.
We had the Black Staff of Waterdeep investigate the nature of our curse, and that was the conclusion she gave us, which is to say, the spell of, let's say, the Undermountain's benefactor is a great wish-level power that is reconstructing us out of whatever happens to be available, which, in terms of organic mass, seems to be a great quantity of fungus in these caves.
Yeah. There's a large mushroom forest somewhere around the first floor. Which is where we woke up.
Mm-hmm. I remember that.
He pauses, sort of scratches the scales on his head, and goes, I am sorry you're dealing with all of that.
It's fine.
To a certain extent, everyone who is suffering from the curse of the Undermountain is dealing with that, so we are far from alone.
Because from what I understand, the spell takes all of the souls of those who have died in the Undermountain and collects them, and they sort of merge together a bit. So when they form new bodies, they take some of the soul gets left behind in that soup, and it pulls out some other bits of other souls that are in there as well. So the souls are, eventually, if people keep dying and getting reborn, they're going to end up just a homogeneous soup of different souls. But for now, it's still a chunky stew.
This metaphor is getting away from us a bit.
A bit.
Oh, it's like a blender.
Like the world's weirdest smoothie.
Yeah, I was thinking that. Yeah. Smoothies. I'm hungry.
Falrax is going to continue to look sort of baffled by this entire situation.
So, yes, Jhank has been dealing with an existential crisis because of that that information.
Initially, he repressed it, but then he got reminded. So now he had no choice but to face it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't feel as though I am capable of handling this right now.
Neither
Fair.
are we, but we're still going to.
Neither was Jhank.
Apparently
Yes.
I am.
I definitely am.
You're fine, though. Don't worry about it.
I wish you the best in dealing with this.
Thanks.
And he sort of stands up and says, I need to examine some of my books, if you'll excuse me.
Go right ahead.
And Falrax decides to, you can see him sort of like mumbling under his breath as he walks the halls of Dalagar's fortress towards what you presume to be his room.
Now, did he ever die in the Undermountain?
I hope he didn't.
Perception to see if I can tell what he's muttering under his breath.
Part of me
Yeah,
thinks
sure.
that if he had died, some of this information he'd know about.
Well,
Not
I
this
mean,
part.
to be fair, we only knew about it because we actually investigated it.
Well, I'm talking about we still knew about the mushroom room.
We did know about the mushroom room, but we don't know that everyone who died came back in that specific room.
That is a fair point.
And it was a room that didn't seem to have any connection to any other path on the Undermountain, so there's that. I'd kind of assumed that it was some kind of magical limbo space, but now I don't know.
Well, I mean, the fact that there was a physical door to pass through, and I don't recall any mention of it seeming like a magical portal.
Well, like we went through a door and then we came out in the bottom of the well leading up to the bar.
Which did not have any door.
I suppose there could be some sort of portal spell in effect.
Yeah.
Yeah, like dimensional door, maybe.
I don't know the specifics of that power, but that does sound, that's based on just the name, that sounds like a viable thing.
Yeah, if so, whatever. There's enough mystery around it that I don't think everyone has been able to piece it together just on their own without, expert help, which we sought out. we were the first to seek out.
All right, I've just sent you a.
I've
I've just sent you a small little text of what you heard from Felrax as he was walking away.
Is this something that Manshoon could utilize? Is it something that he has utilized already? I must inform the Harpers of this news. That's a very good point, Felrax.
Yep.
Does he know that Manshoon is coming?
I mean, his organization is like directly opposed, I believe.
I know.
Yeah.
No, they're all opposed, but
yeah, the Harpers and the Zentarim are directly opposed. Again, the whole reason you can live here is because you got rid of Manshoon and kicked the Zentarim out of the city. I think he probably has an inkling that they're coming back, but I don't think he knows the full extent of that. You guys,
since I
you should
heard
probably
that,
tell him.
Yeah, since I heard that, I'm going to follow after him and say, "Did you just say something about Manshoon?"
Yes. Apologies. I must have been speaking too loudly. I'm certain it's nothing to worry about, but
actually, in our investigation up in Waterdeep, we encountered and captured a couple of Zentarim agents.
Maybe we should have brought one back to Felrax.
That would have been a heck of a trip.
Well, we would have had to bring him through Castle Waterdeep, so that probably wouldn't have worked too well.
I'm sure the Harpers can... anyway.
Felrax looks somewhat grim at that news, and says, "That is most unfortunate."
Yeah.
I wonder which one is planning this.
Yeah, he seems to be on his way to the city in 12
15th,
yeah,
16th?
on the 15th.
Hmm.
And they've got cells in the city that aren't talking to each other, but they've compromised enough of the city to be able to smuggle in resources.
But we have informed both the Open Lord and the Castellanters. So they will do something about it, probably.
He nods. He looks a little unsure about the Castellanters being informed, but says, "Good. We will need allies."
So yes,
I'm going to get in touch with...
Do inform the Harpers of that, and perhaps it may be possible to put a stop to whatever the new Manshoon in charge is doing before it begins.
Hopefully, it's... how to phrase this? I suppose you may not remember. What do you know of Manshoon?
He's the leader of a cult. Because
we killed him at Lord Neverember's Horde at one point, and
his main gimmick is that he has a lot of body doubles.
Yeah. And I'm not certain, but I think I traded his body to the city of Diz at
He
some point.
looks really concerned by the fact that
Excuse?
you said that.
Excusez-moi? Usk looks
In a
concerned.
past,
Usk looks
Well,
concerned that you
'cause-
said that out loud.
you
Really
see,
good with a shovel.
remember with the dragons to a realm removed to learn from the death of a fake?
Oh, right.
So I'm pretty sure I sent the dragons to Diz so that they could research Manchun's body. But I don't know what's happened since then.
Felrax goes pale, which is impressive for a dragonborn.
Usk face palms and mutters, God's damn it, Pastlander.
Yeah, well, figure best to get that out in the open.
I agree, and I wish that you had told me this much sooner, and that
We've-
your past self had seen fit to tell me that this was happening at all.
Well, I'm not entirely sure, but that's my best guess.
Yeah, this is information we've had pieced together very slowly and laboriously.
Mhm.
And in many ways we've had to question its legitimacy at times, so it's only really of late that we've become confident in some of the things we've learned about ourselves and what we did in our past.
Which I've yet to contact the city of Diz in this life. But I can't imagine they'll be happy to see me.
You've probably broken a pact with at least someone from Diz, I imagine.
Oh, I absolutely did.
Yeah.
That was one of the first things y'all discovered when you came to this building.
Yep.
Yeah.
Gave him made a trade with him and then said, "Nope, I'm done."
Or
Felrax is going to
You need to sit down, Felrax.
No, he's gripping his staff quite tightly, and he's going to look at you, Lander, and for the briefest of moments, you're certain he's going to try and kill you. And then he takes a deep breath and says, I need you to get that body as soon as you physically can.
All right.
Oh, no.
guess we're making a detour to Diz.
Fun.
He pauses and says, no, that's...
How?
Sorry, that's far too unreasonable demand.
Well, we do need to get the dragons from there anyway. So
That's still a how.
He pauses and says, the reason I believe it is too unreasonable a demand is that I do not know that you can even access the city of Diz, not in your current state.
Yeah,
probably
that's that might be a bit of
Wait,
a hurdle for
we
our...
went.
We went to the Feywild.
Yeah, I was gonna say we did move planes.
But
and
right
we were
now,
fine.
that was thanks to your dad doing the heavy lifting there, I think.
because I have a
I'm pretty
direct
sure that
connection
that wouldn't have
to
helped
there.
us.
You see, I have a direct connection to my patron of the Feywild at the moment. I do not currently have a direct connection to the city of Diz. I could try to open one, but
Your current
I don't
patron
know
might
if it
also
would
be
work.
unhappy with that too. I imagine these extraplanar patrons don't like you double dipping.
Well,
he
considering
might
his
find it
wall-
amusing if I take the stuff from Diz. Don't know.
Amusing enough
haha, or amusing
to
kill you.
to back our play there, or just watch while we die.
Probably just watch, but I don't know.
I mean,
Regardless, all I need from you is to find a way to access Diz, or at least find that body so we can bring it back at as soon as we physically can.
Right.
Perhaps Perhaps there's something in the Undermountain that can help you. I do not know how we could get this information from here.
It feels like, Usk thinks aloud, that a number of our barriers right now stem from us not having quite the strength to handle these hurdles, the strength of the power, the equipment. As much as the Undermountain is our biggest hurdle, it might also be our greatest resource if we can raid it carefully.
Dahlia actually smirks at this and says, well, hey, what do you know? Looks like we actually have somewhere we both need to go now.
I mean, we were gonna go down there anyway, man.
Yeah, but now
Specifically, you remember that castle I mentioned?
Yeah.
Yeah.
is what we're looking for also there?
The owner of that castle happens to be a wizard who likes to walk the plains.
Yep.
Oh.
Ah.
I'm almost certain that he's got information on what you need to access Dis.
Oh. In order to stop
those-
the Zentarim.
Those instinctual vibes you get when you feel like something bad is gonna happen. That's not the general feeling. Feel like that's gonna happen.
I mean, we're talking
Just
about
premature.
raiding a hell plane, so yes, I think that's normal.
No, I have this like strange feeling that we might have done something. We might
What,
not
like
have.
every other group and faction and important person we've encountered on our way down the Undermountain the first few times
Yeah.
around? I can't imagine why you would think that. I can't imagine why you would think that the pattern would hold, and this wizard probably has a reason to hate us too.
Oh, just as we remember that fact.
Unfortunately,
Hey, if we go in already thinking he's gonna hate us, then if we go in and he doesn't, then hey, easier for us.
Unfortunately, we don't have much choice but to retread old steps. Whether they hate us or not, But yeah, probably decent operating procedure from here on out is just to assume that we made bad impressions the first time around, unfortunately. Alright, well, sounds like we have a goal. So let's see if we can get down to the 5th floor and continue on.
Third time's the charm.
All right.
Our next goal is the castle on the 7th.
Yep.
All right.
And
In
see if
that
there's anything
case-
valuable and powerful we can loot along the way.
Oh, there almost definitely is. All right.
Yeah.
So, how do you plan to get down?
Well,
We're
we
gonna
should
try.
Going through the test.
at least attempt to see if it's feasible to go through the chest. Unless it's
All
been
right.
smashed from the other side already.
You would
Yeah.
know because if one side is smashed, that the chest in the material plane shatters as well.
Yeah.
So you'll know if/when it happens.
All right. If
'Cause,
we're gonna
yeah.
try the chests, I'll send my owl to scout first.
All right. You send your owl through the chest, and it's, I won't lie, a bit weird to see in the astral plane while you are currently in the physical plane.
Well, I close my eyes.
I know, but I just mean there's still sensational issues. You know, like VR. It's like a
It is
VR
like
problem.
VR. It's VR motion sickness.
Mm-hmm. And from what you can tell, things in the astral plane are incredibly still at the moment. It seems that whatever beast shattered that chest is not currently active.
Now, is it like suspiciously still or just like normal
It's-
still?
It is the same level of stillness you are used to from the astral plane.
Normally
Okay.
still.
Yeah,
So
normal.
borderline suspicious, but mostly normal.
Maybe might be a calm before the storm kind of still, but for our purposes, enough.
It's
All
probably only suspicious because of what we're expecting to be there.
Yeah,
Well-
it would only be suspicious because of the fact now there be monster.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, to be fair, some of us saw some things beforehand.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I was one of them, but I think Victor did at some point.
Astral
I
Plane's a
was
big
never one
place
of
with
them.
lots of creepy crawlies in it, I'm sure.
I mean, the astral plane is the realm of ghosts. It's kind of to be expected.
Yeah.
Ooh.
All right. Well, let's get going then.
Waka waka
All right.
waka 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 waka.
So yes. All right, everyone, roll. No, I'm not gonna actually do that. It is
rolling initiative
easy
in the
for-
astral plane doesn't seem like a good idea.
No. How long can you hold your breath? Anywho, if there's nothing else y'all would like to do in Skullport, then we can proceed.
Oh, I need to drop off that diamond to that guy.
Ah, yes. It's fairly easy for you to do that to cover your enchantments.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Anything else?
No, I think
Is there
that's it. I
anything
think
else?
we're going down to level 5.
Yeah.
All right. You got everything you need, Jhank?
Yes, that he is ready to go.
All right. Excellent. In that case, you hop through Chester is the one here.
Mhm.
You hop through Chester and are able to make your way over to the much larger version of Chestnut that exists on the astral plane and find yourself back on the 5th floor of the Undermountain. Which
I
let me
just
pull
realized
up.
we left the chest in the smack center of the forest.
Yep.
Mhm. Let me. Oh no, did I? Shoot, where did I? Trying to find my. I think I moved my copy of the 5th level. Whoops! I need to get my map back. That's not it. They do not make this easy.
There's a lot of materials you gotta sort through.
There are. It doesn't. It. One of my biggest issues is that I have not done a terribly good job of ensuring that the maps that are loaded are the ones that I necessarily need.
I mean, we've been kind of unpredictable in that way.
Yep. But also the fact that I have so many other maps loaded, or not maps, so many other modules loaded into Fantasy Grounds also doesn't help.
Hmm.
All right. So sharing the map again, in case anyone doesn't have it. And you have unlocked the entirety of this. So I'm going to go ahead and place you all on it.
All right.
So, as it turns out, while Chestnut was left kind of in the middle of the forest, it was brought back to the tower that Willow lives in. You are all in the sort of entryway.
Which way to the next level?
Well, first let's pay our respects to Willow. And
Yeah,
Willow
she
does
probably
not seem to be here.
oh,
All that is here is the Hallis tree, who sees you all popping into the chest and says, "Oh, good, you're all back. Ah, well, how was your trip?"
educational.
Which way do we go to the next level?
It was fun, Gus.
And he, the Hallis tree, looks at Dahlia and says, "So, Miss Hollyhock, will you be journeying with these fellows for a while?" And you see Dahlia twitch, and she says, "Absolutely."
He doesn't. He doesn't know. We didn't.
He doesn't know.
It's
Yeah.
fine.
Jhank will turn to Dahlia and ask, "Do you know the way to the next level?"
She nods and says, "I should hope so, considering I fought my way up back through it."
Can you point us in the right direction?
I'll do you
Not
one
there
better.
yet.
Then lead on.
Yes,
Oh.
she will lead on. So let me pull up. Is there anything y'all want to do while you're here? Perhaps.
If
Then we wanna
Talk to
ask
Bronwyn.
Bronwyn.
oh yeah, if Bronwyn's around.
She's not immediately visible because of the vast forest.
Yeah.
And us being inside a tower.
Yes, and y'all being inside a tower, that also does not help. But it is fairly easy to see get a good guess of where she might be, because over by the river is the green dragon that you helped out, and by helped I mean
Beat up.
trap and beat up. Yes.
Held down long enough to get a stern talking to.
So is Dahlia
Lead up.
going? Is Dahlia going with them, or is she leading the way to the next level?
Let's all stick together for now.
That seems perfectly fair. So
I mean, this is
Oh.
a question that you prompted, Jhank.
yep. So sorry, got some weird static from Jawa for a second. Seems to be gone now. But yes, it's fairly easy for y'all to get to the river, aside from journeying through the woods in the usual manner.
Jhank is actually going to wait by the tower.
Okay.
Probably going to be faster to just go with us.
I'll have Dahlia point you in roughly the direction of the exit, if you so desire.
Yes, he so desires.
She will point specifically to this section and say, if you head south for a little ways, just follow the wall. Try not to get caught by anything out here that might want to kill you. If you make it to the south, you should see a tunnel that looks like it might have been carved by some sort of beast. I would recommend sticking at the entrance there, unless you feel like fighting some Umber Hulks by yourself. Wouldn't really recommend it.
So, out of character, what's an Umber Hulk?
Bad.
A not fun monster. Something that can dig through solid stone, and let me see if I can just pull up
Bowl monsters.
what they look like. Look like kind of big bug things. Here is an image of them.
Oh boy. Ah, yeah. Yeah.
Well, I'm presuming Jhank would have an idea that they are a very dangerous thing, so yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, and he will take Chestnut, I believe it's this, unless someone insists on taking Chestnut elsewhere. Jhank will go and... is that like right there, right where the 30-foot entrance thing is?
Yeah, that tunnel that goes through the river leads down to the 6th floor. There's not an official entrance to it.
Oh, so that means we don't have to go through a tunnel, or is that going to be on the 6th floor?
This tunnel is on the 6th floor.
By tunnel, I mean the doorway
there's-
with the runes.
Correct. There's no runic doorway for this one.
That's a
So
relief,
good
I guess.
good news there. Yeah. It's fairly easy to encounter Bronwyn, or specifically you encounter the green dragon that you were had hurt and then helped and then hurt and then helped again earlier. And Bronwyn, who appears to have built a small little hut, maybe cottage would be an appropriate term, just by the riverside. And as per usual, there doesn't seem to be the doors are closed, and there appears to be smoke coming from the chimney.
Guess I'll knock politely.
As you are used to at this point with Bronwyn's mystical bullshit, the door opens after the second knock, and you hear a familiar, "Come in, come in."
Hello again.
Hello.
Hello all. I got your message. That is certainly a problem, isn't it?
One of many, it turns out, but that's kind of where we're at.
Well, I'm I'm terribly sorry that my mistakes might have caught up to you.
I mean,
And,
we
I-
a lot of our mistakes are catching up with everybody,
Uh,
so yeah, we have no stones to throw in that glass house.
Which message was this?
the message that her chest in her cottage on Skullport was destroyed by the dragon. The one you sent with your
Right.
messenger.
That message.
Yeah.
Boy, do we have a lot more information. Not on that
Mhm.
particular, but in general.
Yeah. It's been a while. That was one of the last things that happened before the hiatus.
Mm-hmm.
She pauses and says, "Well, I suppose Willow has been gracious enough to let me remain here for the time being, but I might need some assistance from y'all to get back up to Skullport at some point."
Is that so?
Mhm.
Why is that?
Uh,
You can't move through the
Well,
astral plane?
I can, but for the time being, I would rather not. Among other things, in order for me to come up with a return solution, I'm going to need to cast another wish spell to create another living spell, which is a lengthy process.
Gotcha.
And I'm worried that casting magic that high a level here in the Undermountain will attract attention I may not want on me.
That is very true.
It's not that I don't think I could handle Hallister, it's that I think it would be bad for everybody to even risk it.
Collateral damage, yeah. We may be available for that, but for now, our current objective is to head down to a castle on the 7th floor for multiple reasons.
All right, all right. Well, I wish you the best. If there's anything you need from me, I suppose you know where to find me.
Yep. We've learned a bit more
Anyone
about...
have any questions for the stone?
No.
No.
I feel like we did.
No.
It's been a while, so maybe.
Yeah.
But
But we learned a bit more about the curse keeping us alive that you may find
oh,
interesting.
did you?
Yeah,
Is that so?
we had the Black Staff of Waterdeep examine us in magical detail. It appears
Yes,
it appears that we are living constructs of a mushroom forest with our perished souls poured into them. And that is how the apprentice is reviving everyone in the Undermountain.
I see. Well, that's certainly fascinating. Certainly strong enough. You don't particularly smell like anything other than, well, bugbear and tiefling and human and half elf and lizard folk wherever he is.
He seems wary of you.
I suppose. It's understandable. A lot of people are.
He was
Fair
also
enough.
having an existential crisis not long ago.
I managed to talk him out of it enough to follow us down here.
Oh, well, that's good. That's very good.
But yeah, I don't know. In case that ends up being a factor in whatever high-level stuff you're working with, figured you might be helpful to know.
That could very well help. Again, I'm a bit hampered by the current situation, but I might have something I could utilize that with. And if nothing else, I'm certain the Stone of Galore would find that incredibly fascinating.
Oh yes, very much so.
There is actually a question I had for the stone,
All
which
right.
was, how did Victor and I swap bodies?
It might know, actually, yeah.
Yeah. If you had known about it at any point while you had the stone, then it would have recorded that. All right.
Would how and why be considered two different questions?
Probably.
Technically, yes.
I mean, we get two
All right.
questions.
The how might
so-
lead to the why.
We get 3.
Well,
So-
we get 2 because of the trade we made with Bronwyn. She gets 1 every day.
Oh, then there's our 2. Unless
Is
you
that
got
what it was?
another question.
Yep, that was the
I thought
deal.
it was we get 1 and she gets 2.
No, we get 2, she gets 1.
1 plus
All
2
she
plus 2 plus 1.
all she wanted was one.
I was seconds away from
All
making
right.
that reference to myself, Digo.
Well, then there's the 2 questions: how you did it, and why did you do it?
All right. So who's going to attune with the Stone of Galore?
I mean,
I'll do it.
All right.
Might as well. I'm the one asking questions.
Makes sense to me.
All right.
You like
Time for
touching
pen and paper.
Yeah, let's get this written down.
Yeah, all right. Bronwyn will find you a table and some parchment and some ink for you to use.
I
And
should have my own.
oh, fair enough. Yes. I think
Carry it
she.
with me everywhere.
I think
No
she
table?
almost said something on the sets an ink pot on the table before going. Oh wait, no, this one will remove your ability to write. So let me just set that somewhere else.
Of course.
the Horde of Curses, still very potent concept there.
All right. This is an interesting benefit. Let me look through.
What does a stone do to Lander this time?
Lander, as you pick up the stone and as you attune to it properly, it feels lighter in your hands. You feel a lot more dexterous and nimble than I think you were previously capable of. You're currently proficient in sleight of hand.
Cool.
Now,
That's not
for-
gonna last.
I was about to make the joke that he's a jump warlock now. No, not anymore.
everyone else, Lander now smells like Lander smells incredibly unpleasant, like fruit left in the sun for several weeks.
Ooh, that's ripe. That's ripe.
Well, it won't last.
That full body shiver from head to tail. Oh, we need to leave.
Bronwyn, in fact, takes a moment and says, "Out of my house, please."
All right. I
You
will
can-
take a desk and go outside.
Yeah, you can see her like trying to waft the air out. There's even a brief moment where her wings unfurl and it's just gusts of air being blown out of the house.
I was gonna take the shield and start like fanning it.
All right. Then in this case, let's start the conversation with Lander. So
All
pause. Sorry for the upcoming moments of silence.
Play in your own head, audience. Play the Jeopardy theme of your choice.
If you all could open notes and go to Lander Victor Swap,
Oh my.
because the first question is making me think maybe I should change the second question.
Landed.
Okay,
One after my own stone heart.
This is unrelated, but won't lie. When I played the new Pokemon Snap game for the first time, after starting the first level and getting like halfway through, I legitimately just started crying. I was like, "Oh my god, what is this feeling?" It's so peaceful and happy.
Have you? I presume you saw the parody song, right?
I haven't actually.
Okay, so You and the Druid came across an item within the Undergrounds, an object of great power, and in your efforts to understand it, asked for information from your master. Information your master gave you, and you utilized to exchange bodies and minds. All right.
So it basically answered both questions in one, technically.
No, because it
No,
didn't answer
not
why
really.
we did that.
So did
Well,
mean, this
it
is
says
information-
why, because you wanted to understand it.
Yeah,
I was
if we
gonna ask if
understand
this-
it, why'd we go through with it?
I was going to ask if this is information he's sharing with the group, but then I remember that Jhank's not there, so he wouldn't know anything about it anyway.
Yeah.
But
Not
yes,
yet.
it is information sharing with the group. I'm writing it down and letting people know. Because there's a chance I could forget all this.
There's a pretty good chance, yeah.
Yeah. So I'm making copies of my book.
I think
Okay.
why is what other question are you thinking of based on this?
Well, the other question was the why. This is the how.
Yeah, the other question, the why, but I'm also thinking, should I ask about what the object was? What was the object?
I think the why is a more relevant question to us right now than what the object is. We can find that out later
Yeah, we'll have to come back tomorrow.
if we can.
I guess for now I will ask the why.
For what purpose did you and Victor have to switch? Because that's technically asking two questions again.
So again, I would like you to send me the specific question.
Yeah. Well, I guess that's that. Let's give the stone back to
Bronwyn?
Bronwyn.
All right.
Hopefully it'll unattune of its own accord.
It will. I still need to roll whether or not you lose your memories.
Now, isn't it a DC that I roll against?
Yeah, sorry, it's a DC that you roll. My apologies.
And was it a wisdom or intelligence?
It is a DC 16 wisdom saving throw.
All right.
As I understand it, it was something that was potentially beneficial information should it be successful.
Okay.
Nope. Yeah, don't remember. Oh wait, you're
That
within
was
10 feet.
intelligence. What?
No, that was intelligence.
I thought I grabbed wisdom.
Paramore.
That's good. You remember this.
That's much better.
You would gain greater
If I didn't do it, I
of-
would have used a lucky anyway.
You would gain greater understanding of magic and discover how it ties to the body, and the Druid would learn if this was something that could be used to assist his paramour.
Indeed.
You having a little deeper relationship with your patron, Victor?
I don't think. I don't
That's
know.
a really telling word, man.
Yeah, it's a telling word, but it's not telling who.
I mean, you could ask.
Correct.
I mean,
Not
it's been
at this point,
it's
no.
been in your head, so it knows. So
Hmm.
No, I mean, he could ask his goddess.
But no, but see this.
Oh, I'm wondering.
Yeah, I'm wondering too.
I'm wondering.
This is an interesting wondering. This is,
Wait a minute.
What are you wondering?
I'm wondering if we're
Please.
wondering the
Oh.
same thing.
I think we're wondering the same thing, and I think it's going to get me
please
death.
share with the class, gentlemen.
There's something you two would like to tell us?
See, I think we're wondering if the paramour had to do with Hollyhock and Dahlia and their whole thing.
Because they're two souls and they need to swap bodies. And
Yeah.
not being able to do it this way, Dahlia did it through using the piece of shard of the soul sword in her forehead.
Dahlia's here, ain't she?
Yeah.
Dahlia's here.
She's
She's
here.
like right here, guys.
I
How's Dahlia reacting to this conversation?
if Dahlia was someone's paramour, probably not anymore.
No, probably killed them.
Given everything that happened, probably. Let me just
Dahlia, do you have a paramour that you haven't told anyone about?
Dahlia looks at you and says, "The Nine Hells is a paramour."
I didn't actually hear that.
What in the nine
Dahlia will
hells
look
is
at
a
you with a
paramour?
raised eyebrow, yeah, and say, "What in the Nine Hells is a paramour?"
A lover.
Yeah.
Dahlia will pause and say, "Nope."
There's your answer.
All right.
That tracks.
It was one way at best.
Wait, this was an unrequited paramour? Is that what you're going with?
I mean,
That doesn't work, y'all.
Nope.
I'm almost certain the Latin of that word doesn't track either.
okay, well, either she's lying or she doesn't remember.
Either or.
Either or.
I don't know if this is a line of questioning I want to pursue at this moment.
Oh, this is entertaining.
Yeah, well, I'm
Please
glad somebody-
continue, gentlemen.
I don't know if now's the time to go in diving into people's
Into Victor's past relationships.
chips. Yeah.
You
Probably
could
not.
You
look.
can do that on the walk down.
You could probably look in your book, see if you.
I could. That takes
Yeah.
a little time, and you know.
Why are you being so evasive about
I'm-
this?
It's not so much evasive. It's just like this is a really awkward time right now to be doing this.
Yeah, that's true.
It's like, you know, it's not that I don't want to do it. It's just I don't want to do it while I'm on the 5th level, 2 levels away from helping someone, you know, try to get their sister back, surrounded by dangers. You know,
Yeah.
it's got to be very distracting because
So
we've
what you're
been to
saying
the
is that when we get to the 7th floor, you'll do it.
well. I mean, I've been to the 7th level before. You guys may have been to the 7th level as well. We've been there before.
I think we made
Yeah.
it as
Oh,
far
yeah.
down as 13, but
Yeah.
And that was at some point you had Dahlia go back on her own because of something that Shantae told you.
Maybe Shantae.
allegedly,
Yeah.
because the Mad Mage was messing with all of us at that point through various vectors. We know that much now.
Mhm.
Yeah.
You might get a clearer connection if you do it from Waterdeep. If you ask her about that from Waterdeep.
That might also be valid. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Want to
I
the
think-
deeper we go, the less we want to rely on our specific tricks.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I can only access mine from one place. So,
It's also equally possible that it was my goddess that told me to send her away because
Yep.
she was the one that was compromised, not me. I don't know. But in any case, I think separating kind of was in hindsight, a blessing because she still remembers most of what
Yeah,
occurred
but
on these-
but we still
adventures.
abandoned her in the Undermountain.
know, it
and
was terrible,
There was no
and-
guarantee that she could claw her way back up alive, and she did in spite of us, really. Abandoning
I-
someone down here is very nearly a death sentence, and it's only by sheer force of will and strength that it seems like she didn't.
I don't know, given her abilities that I've seen, I don't think it was too hard for her to do this.
He's right here, guys.
I know.
I'm speaking mostly out of character.
yeah.
At any rate, it's probably time to say our farewells to Bronwyn and start making our way down.
Yeah, let's get going.
All right. Bronwyn will wish you all well, and if you basically she'll say like if you need anything else, you know where to find her. If you need if you need magic items, she'll try to find the stuff she's got that won't like ruin your life. It's not nothing, but may not be the best option.
Yeah.
I was just
Yeah.
rereading when Victor met Yuliy. And the last few bits of dialogue.
Mm-hmm.
Shantae was saying you should be one to talk of books and scrolls, my disciples. Well, so far as I can tell, his books do not talk back. Then perhaps you are not listening hard enough. That's at that point, it seems as though you were not aware that I was a warlock, but she was,
That is probably true.
because I was probably conversing with a master at that point through the books.
Through the books.
You both knew that you were a warlock. He outright says it right there.
True.
Doesn't necessarily know the means of communication slash
Yeah, it's
paper
not.
and all that stuff.
It's not like warlock magic and druid magic are like on the same page here.
Well, I don't know that your book is druid magic.
Well,
Something
Given our
we've never
portfolio.
confirmed nor denied.
yeah.
Yeah.
I would say it's more Book of Shadows like, but that's just me, man. But
Is Victor
ain't
actually
calling
a
you
secret
anything.
warlock?
listen, I've already jumped down the rabbit hole of all of us secretly being warlocks, and then I only got a smiley face from Din, so I don't want to go back to that.
I mean, Usk was a warlock at some point.
I'm not sure.
Debatable.
I'm not sure Jhank
Well,
could handle that.
He killed his patron, but
I'm not sure Jhank could handle that information being true right now.
I don't know if that was
His head would
strictly.
explode.
I don't know if that was
So-
strictly a warlock patron relationship I had.
So the reason for the smiley face, Avis, was just because there is a small part of me that feels like I could probably successfully argue that all 5 of you were warlocks.
Yep.
At some point,
We've
but
all
it would
had, we've all had supernatural dealings at some
patrons.
point. Yeah.
Yeah. But you're not all warlocks. I could say that with absolute
not at the moment anyway.
not even in the
Fuel
past.
this!
But possibly in the future.
Possibly in the future, yes. I suppose I can't stop you from becoming warlocks. I can just really heavily dissuade you.
Also, I'm
Jhank,
reading.
Jhank is already double classed. It's ill-advised to go with triple class.
I'm
Although I suppose there are things where he could technically dip his toes into it without going full-on class.
I wouldn't triple class unless they all synergized.
Yeah. You were saying, Spud?
rereading some of the notes. Usk's notes on his interim. A thief tried to swipe something from the Castellanter Manor. In exchange for not being killed on the spot, she told me about his interim plot to kidnap Terenzio for ransom. Tracking that down led to the discovery of the existence of the Dragon Horde. I gathered the others from the dungeon to deal with his interim and used them to find the Horde. Got the Stone of Galore from them, and in the process killed their leader, the Wizard Manchun. Lander took the body for himself. That all lines up.
Yep.
Yeah.
My notes line up? Thank God.
Yeah.
Thank me, right? That's what you should have said.
No. I'm just glad I haven't futzed up too bad somewhere in communicating stuff with how complicated this all is.
Unbeknownst to you, you were better than you thought.
Oh
But
goodness.
yeah, that makes sense. We dealt with his interim the first time. And at the at the Lord Never Emperor's Horde, I got the rest of you involved. And
Which would come back to bite you.
and some of you weren't happy about that. Zentarim were involved in the plot to kidnap Terenzio.
Mm-hmm.
So, but then Terenzio did get kidnapped and killed. Or no.
I don't think he was
Yeah, but that
kidnapped.
was-
He was
No,
just
no,
killed.
he was just he was by that point he was
Actually-
he was far gone in the Castellanter Manor, and you guys went to kill him there.
The one that died was Osvaldo, actually.
Oh, Osvaldo. Isn't that
Yeah.
the father of the? Isn't that the patriarch?
Terenzio is, I believe, the patriarch of the Castellanters.
Oh, I got Osvaldo and Terenzio mixed up. All right.
I believe, unless I am supremely messed up. Oh no, Terenzio is one of the twins. That's my.
Oh.
That's.
Thought that was what it was.
Yeah.
Okay.
Elzarina and Terenzio are the twin children. Osvaldo is the heir, and Victoro is the patriarch.
That's
my bad.
Why would you kidnap the patriarch? That just sounds like a bad idea.
I mean,
Potential ransom there.
yeah. If you can kidnap one of the richest men in the city,
But why kidnap the richest man when you could kidnap his children?
because if you can kidnap the richest man, you can just threaten his life for the fortune.
Yeah.
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 Anyways,
This whole kidnapping business isn't really my thing.
Well, no.
That's why we didn't kidnap him. We
It's
killed him.
It's kind of.
Hey, we
more
don't
my
know
thing.
that I
It's
did
quite-
that.
It's kind of
No,
more my
I
thing.
did, probably.
It's kind of more my job to abscond with people from their safe places.
precisely.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm the
Anywho,
person you'd
if
ask
there's-
about how you'd hypothetically kidnap Victoro, but I would tell you not a good idea.
Yeah. Just like, hey, I didn't even try to get him. I just tried to steal some like basic stuff, and both of my arms got broken.
Yeah. Thieves are not terribly welcome on the Castellanter Manor grounds of any stripe.
Mm-hmm. It took 4 people working very, very difficult to murder a secret member of the Castellanter family. Let alone kidnap a dude who like is very publicly visible.
Mhm.
Did we find out why we did it? Or was
No.
it
'Cause
just
he
we
was
were
a demon?
mad at you?
You didn't ever see
We
I don't
never
think you
got the
ever
full
determined,
story of
like,
that.
exactly why. No,
Oh, that's another question for Galore.
I
Mhm.
I think the
Add
like
to the
current
list.
assumption is that it was due to Usk swiping the Stone of Galore.
Yeah.
Which, bit extreme.
Yeah, which is why I'm like,
Well, like
now
everyone
thinking
was
about it.
everyone was hoping for the stone to answer their own questions, so me swiping it would have been seen as a kind of a, and keeping it for myself would have been seen as a huge breach, yeah.
Yeah, but then that breach led to me and Lander conscripting some people from Skullport to kill some guy in the Castle Lanterns. Like he said, that's pretty excessive.
There is the level of work
Dang it.
required does kind of call into question.
You did lose a hand over it.
Mm-hmm.
I definitely
Like logically, you take it out on you, not.
I
not
definitely
them.
tried to take advantage of you guys out of desperation towards solving the whole pact problem.
That's true.
I can see myself crossing a line for that. And I think definitely with 500,000 dragons between us, we were all trying to kind of scoop each other on that.
It just seems like too much effort to go.
There
Into House
it does seem like there
Evelyn.
must be a sort of tertiary reason why you went to all the trouble to murder Osvaldo.
What was... Asvaldo.
Heck, now I really need to know this.
How do you spell that?
Osvaldo.
All right.
Because yeah, you would have had to work very hard to do that, especially as a splintered off group from the party. And frankly, knowing some of those details might help me, figure out a way to report to the Castellanters in a way that doesn't get us all killed.
Mm-hmm.
Again. Yeah, that'll be good.
So
Anywho,
yeah, when we get a chance to follow that thread, maybe we should.
Yes. If there's nothing else that y'all would like to do on the 5th floor, then in that case, shall we move on to the 6th?
We shall.
Yeah, sure.
It's a freaking doc.
Sorry, I just sent a little joke to Avis, and
You're so mean to me.
it's not totally on purpose. All right, let me get the battle map for level 6 set up and masked properly so that
Yeah.
I can
Want
get
to see all of it
y'all set
early.
up. I mean, it wouldn't mean much to you given the sheer size of these things, but
Yeah, these are huge, humongous maps.
All right, so I've got 4 more questions and future galore questions.
all right.
Awesome.
I, for whatever reason, my brain just like cut it off at I have 4 more questions. Like, okay, I'll see what I can do. But you don't have a magic stone now, so
You may want to
All
type those down, those answers down in advance somewhere.
yeah, I might want to do that.
It'll take you a bit to get the map going.
I'm moving characters now. So.
Of course, there is also the fact, well, maybe not. There is also the chance that the answers to some of these questions will change the questions themselves.
Yeah, that's the other thing. That's one of the reasons I haven't been writing down a lot of the stuff in advance is because it's like, oh, everything changed.
But I mean,
immediately.
the Yuliy and Friends one is completely separated from the other 3.
Mm-hmm. Who? Where's Lander?
Damn it. I was trying to see if I could get one drink higher up on the list of what I was going to do first, and now 3 of them are fighting with each other. I hate this wine rack doc!
I'm sorry. Yuliy's wine rack that I built that has all of the wine rack that holds memories and whatnot, basically.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of them have names that are really telling, and then some of them don't, and then some of them it's literally complete red herrings.
Mhm.
And it also tells you what kind of wine it is.
For reasons.
So
of
there's some that's
flavor.
like water Davian, so I'm like, maybe that, no, maybe not.
Mhm.
And then there's stuff that's just black and unknowledgeable and like not labeled at all.
Have you tried drinking it yet?
I did.
Yeah.
Which one was that?
The unlabeled black liquid one.
I mean,
That
which
my
memory
last
was it?
one. The last one.
I don't remember which one the last one was. The last one was like several months ago.
No. This one was relatively recent, actually.
Well, in that case, you just haven't told us yet. Or I
Yeah.
don't
Yeah, 'cause-
remember.
You kind of know what it's about.
I did. I just
Mhm.
haven't been clear that that's what it was.
That.
Yes.
That's what it is. Okay.
Mhm.
I get it.
Yes.
Yeah, it's the memory of a murder.
There's another part to it, but
Mhm.
Did it have to do with your mother's?
nope.
Okay.
I mean, in a loose sense, kinda. It's really loose, but anyways, that can be discussed later. You all arrive at the tunnels that lead out of the 5th floor. They're not carved by dwarven hands, unlike most of the previous floors you've encountered. The hallways were the passageways down were carved stone steps of excellent craftsmanship hewn into the rock. This is a disaster. This is a beasts that don't know what they're doing, just crashing through stone and rock and burrowing their way in. There's not an official entrance to this floor of the Undermountain. This is the 6th floor, and you
Jhank,
can
could you not?
see you can see that these tunnels do lead into familiar hallways, but they echo. There are noises you can hear further down of beasts eating through stone, screeching at each other in these high-pitched tones. And you feel very much like, despite everything, this floor is alive.
Yeah, let's not walk ahead in this case.
I
I'm
just thought of
generally all
another
for
thing.
that, but let's
Mm.
not.
So, if Victor's paramour is the goddess, then it might have been useful in getting her into a body on this plane that we are on.
Well, why would that have been important to do?
Yeah.
I don't know, so they could be together.
Um,
I'm not sure that really works that way.
maybe Victor, maybe you should write in your book, hey, the stone calls you my paramour. What is he talking about?
But we don't know that that's the case.
Well, now it's just gossip. So it's harmless to say.
The stone said he has a paramour. It
Yeah.
never said who the paramour was. That's why it's one of my future questions.
Yes, but without information on who the identity of that person is, we can only speculate. And
Can
Yep.
you
You know.
imagine? Can you imagine if you asked the goddess if she was your paramour and she went, "No, who was it, Victor?"
Hey, see, now I want you to do it specifically for that reason.
How could you?
Specifically
I
for this
thought-
reason now.
I thought what we had was special.
At least we roll that out, at least.
Please. If anything, it will give her a laugh.
I didn't rule anything out. I just thought it would be really funny if that was the case.
Yeah. And she does have an interesting sense of humor, so there's that too.
Mhm. All right. So the tunnels you find yourself in are 8 feet high, so they are a little above your heads compared to the nicely hewn stone hallways that you've previously been in.
How tall is Usk again?
I believe Usk is like 6'3".
Oh, I thought it was like in the 7-foot range.
I think we talked about him being kind of short for a bugbear. Not like really short, like not short compared to a human, but like.
Well,
just
we don't
by
have it written down
comparison.
on my character sheet, but I kind of assumed a little
Yeah.
taller than 6.
Because I
Yeah.
think Lander is 6 feet.
Mm-hmm. I think before Dahlia, Usk was the tallest.
Makes sense.
Which means that I'm short, which is great.
Yeah, how tall are you? Like
Doesn't mean you're short. It just means you're
5'5",
shorter than
5'6"?
Usk.
I don't know.
5'7", 5'4"?
We can. I don't think that it's terribly important right now, if I'm being honest.
Yeah.
It's not.
So what you can see as you enter these carved stone hallways, you see that it does break down into a similar sort of dwarven artistry, but there's a distinct difference to it. It's not the same. These floors seem to have been carved by a different group entirely. A different group of dwarves. But fortunately for Jhank, this hallway is empty.
Please, Jhank, check your corners first. If nothing else, check your corners.
can a roll be made to get an idea of how far away they might be?
Sure. I feel like you can roll survival if you want to.
Nice.
Okay. With a 25, here is the sort of sense that you're getting. There are Umber Hulks. The Umber Hulks that you can hear are not in the immediate vicinity. You are catching with your hearing and sense of smell and sight as best you can the sense that there are far more than Umber Hulks down here, and you almost swear you could hear voices speaking in Dwarvish.
Do any of us know Dwarvish?
I do.
No.
Oh, well, there you go.
Mm-hmm.
So there do not appear to be any Umberhawks nearby, but there are other things to keep a lookout for. Also, potentially dwarves.
Also, I imagine that sounds like that in an underground chamber like this echo a lot, so it's going to be hard to gauge distance.
Mhm.
So please check your corners.
Yeah. Dahlia is going to, as she follows up behind the group, go, yeah, I'd love to give you a nice little warning of what's down here, but Umberhulks breed like crazy, so couldn't really tell you how many I killed and how many that matters.
How about what else is here besides the Umberhulks?
Well, I can only tell you what I fought, and that was Umberhulks. So
That's nice.
So that's the majority of what's down here. Lovely.
Yeah.
At least down on this path.
Well, since Jhank's going that way, I'm going to send my owl down the other way.
all right. So down this path to the right.
Yeah, like over here.
Okay.
I don't have the owl right now, but it's
Oh,
somewhere.
whoops. My bad. I thought I put everything down there, but y'all have so many little animal buddies.
Yeah, that's fine. I'm
yeah,
a fifth floor.
why do we have so many animal buddies?
Because we got Crunchbite, we got Chester, and then we got
You
my
say that
my
like
owl.
it's a problem.
I do say it like it's a problem.
So
I mean,
we
my
don't have
owl-
nearly enough.
is infinite.
Crunchbite is
the
out
owl-
of his depth.
Yeah.
Crunchbite has some stuff going for him. Just it hasn't come up quite yet.
Thankfully, the owl's only been killed a few times, but
The owl is familiar and can die with impunity, at least.
yeah. As far as we know.
And Chestnut is a living spell made by an elder dragon, so it's got that going for it.
I could add to this menagerie of animals.
We're not getting an elephant.
Summon horse. Summon horse.
I could. I'm waiting for Summon Greater Steve so I can have a freaking griffin. It's gonna be great.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
we
you were
all
gonna
know the
poop
plan
on
with the
Xanathoid.
griffin. We all know the plan with the griffin.
So
Meanwhile, I am eagerly waiting for when I can get the skill to just summon a bunch of animals.
Yes. Soon. Soon.
I am eagerly looking forward to having that ability.
Summon a horde of squirrels.
Exactly. I have
I
great
hear a horde of
ideas.
squirrels can take down a Tarask.
Oh, just
I've
make
heard
8 pixies, make them all T-Rexes.
if you have enough squirrels, you can take down even the biggest of otherworldly abominations.
I believe 15 is the number you're looking for.
Yes.
Alrighty. Let me go ahead and toss some stuff down here.
Well, that sounds promising.
Just making sure I have everything in order.
Oh boy.
It should be.
I roll to see if Crunchbite smells anything of note.
Oh, sorry. I have my map is very large on my end, so it's kind of hard for me
Yeah,
to see.
if you zoom all the way out, very tiny.
Yep. It's
Is
a
it about
little-
the same size as the 5th floor, or larger, smaller?
Oh no. Oh no. Please don't. Please don't. I almost accidentally revealed stuff. I believe this one is larger.
The only thing I
little
have to
bigger
go
map.
off is the size of the tokens.
Yeah. The
There's a little 5-foot mark down there.
it's complicated, I think, just because of the fact that like forest versus like built tunnel is going to look a little different.
Can I
Yeah.
roll for Crunchbite detecting stuff?
Yeah, Crunchbite should have perception. Oof.
Never
Crunchbite
mind.
apparently is distracted by something.
I think
Crunchbite's like, I'm a dog.
I think Crunchbite is overwhelmed by the scent of Umberhulks and like the change from having gone from big verdant forest to cramped little tunnels.
Yeah,
Yeah.
maybe we should have left Crunchbite up with Felrax. Or
Hey,
with
Jhank.
Bronwyn up in the forest.
Hey, Jhank.
I think I'm gonna have to go here soon because we've got food
Yeah, we
happening.
are getting close to the end time.
Yeah, I think we're just about done. I just need to. I accidentally got out of mask mode, so
Okay,
I just
we can
need
just-
to.
Okay, so if it'll be real quick, then I'll wait a moment.
Yep.
Yeah,
So
just need to reveal an encounter and then roll initiative for tomorrow.
no,
By
I'm
next
not gonna.
Tomorrow, I mean 2 weeks.
I'm not gonna have y'all roll initiative. I'm just going to say that, like, basically, your owl peers through this room, and you can see that this is some sort of vestry, perhaps. It seems like it's some sort of religious location. And you can see just past the edge, leaving this room, having just smashed through this door, are a pair of Umber Hulks who appear to be looking for food.
All right.
And I
Lovely.
think that's where we'll leave off for today. They haven't noticed you, so it's not an encounter, but
It could
they
be.
are there.
If the timing is off.
Yep. I'm gonna go ahead and put them on the. Should be able to put them. I hope that them being partially obscured by the masking is not going to make them totally invisible.
No, there they are.
There we are.
Right
Yeah,
up
they're big.
there on the combat tracker.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's not pleasant.
Big indeed.
So
I would ask
Alright.
the ranger if he
Large
knows
size.
anything that we should be aware of fighting these things, since he's, fighting them. Probably Dahlia as well. Any pro tips to give us before we go diving headfirst into these things?
Don't get snapped by the
Let me
pincers.
roll a nature check.
all right, with it's a 19 on nature. Okay. Here is what you know about Umber Hulks. They burrow through solid rock. Their chitin is as hard as steel, which is great because they tend to cause cave-ins and collapses. And generally speaking, they tend to be ambush predators.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
So
Probably
We
have a
made-
good sense of hearing.
We also may need to mask our scent.
Hey, doesn't Victor have that spell? Does it pass without trace?
I believe that's correct. Let me
Mhm.
see if I got it.
That might be a good thing here.
Yep, pass without trace, and it's memorized. So
hooray!
that's something we can start the next session with.
Oh, boy.
Anyway,
Stealth.
so probably don't want to use bladed weapons against these guys.
That's a
I'll
sit
shame.
down.
Bludgeoning's probably the better option.
Guess I'll just sit down then.
Don't you have a warhammer?
Anyway.
What's wrong with bladed weapons?
I mean, you gotta
Metagaming
put like
stuff.
an iron sword up against a steel wall, pretty much.
If you're done,
I
well,
do not.
Better luck.
I do not. Oh, I think I left it in something.
Left what in something?
A warhammer.
Yeah.
Oh. I think the Warhammer is back in town because I think you were like minimized your inventory because you were kind of
Yep.
loaded down with
Mhm.
stuff.
Yeah, because I know you used to have a war pick, which probably would have been great here, but
Mhm.
that's gone.
It sure is.
It's not gone. It's just stuck in the wall of the
Are you ever gonna go get it?
between 1 and 2.
If you're never gonna go get it, then it's gone.
I look
I'm pretty
forward
sure
to
I
someone trying to
can't.
pull that out.
So it's gone.
They become Thor.
No, they don't become Thor. They
It's
become
a hammer though.
They become king of the Undermountain, the war pick.
All right.
Anyways, we should probably wrap up for the night.
Yep,
Yeah.
this is a good stop.
thank you for listening to our Spudventures. If you like what you heard, you can find more at youtube.com/Newbiespud or wherever you get your fine podcasts, iTunes, Google Play, Spotify, etc. We aim to live stream these games every Sunday around 2 p.m. Pacific time at twitch.tv/Newbiespud. If you want to keep up with this and other projects I'm doing, you can follow me on Twitter at Newbiespud. And if you want to support my ability to produce more content like this, please consider supporting me at patreon.com/Newbiespud. see you next time in a few weeks with the next session of the Forgotten Ones. See you then.
Bye bye.
Adios.